Right is duty well performed. Good morning. Ms. Shreya Arora Mehta, Additional District and Sessions Judge, Delhi Higher Judicial Service, and Officer on Special Duty, Nalsa, Supreme Court of India. Professor Dr. Manjula Batra, Professor, School of Law. Professor Dr. Archana Salma, Head, School of Law. My faculty colleagues and students. I welcome you all to this masterclass on academic duties, jurisprudence and enforceability, mission and mission for university students, organized by the School of Law in North Carolina University as part of the Orientational Induction Program for the batch of 2023. The annual masterclass series held at the North Carolina University brings in the promise to enrich the academic, personal and professional growth for our new students. Our esteemed speakers address the students with the aim to inspire and empower them as they embark on this transformative journey, exploring new frontiers, gaining new insights, and growing into their fullest potential with each new day at NCU. As we unite in this endeavor to learn something new today, it is my honor to begin the session with the university's tradition of invoking the blessings of Master Saraswati at the lighting of the lamp. I request Ms. Shreya Arora Mehta, Professor Dr. Manjula Batra, Professor Archana Salma, and Dr. Ananta Gupta to kindly light the lamp. Thank you. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce you all to our esteemed speaker, Ms. Shreya Arora Mehta, Additional District and Sessions Judge, Delhi Higher Judicial Service, and Officer on Special Duty, Nalsa, Supreme Court of India. Dedication, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to justice have marked the remarkable journey of Ms. Shreya Arora Mehta, an esteemed legal professional whose accomplishments shine as a beacon within the legal and judicial fraternity. Currently serving as the Officer on Special Duty at the prestigious National Legal Services Authority, NALSA, Supreme Court of India, Ms. Mehta's journey is a testament to her indomitable spirit and ceaseless pursuit of excellence. Ms. Mehta embarked on her legal voyage in 2010, stepping into the realm of judicial service. Over the ensuing 13 years, she has graced various judicial roles, including Sessions Judge, Senior Civil Judge, Metropolitan Magistrate, Civil Judge, and Secretary of the Delhi Legal Services Authority. The rich tapestry of roles has not only showcased her versatility, but has also fortified her understanding of the legal landscape from diverse perspectives. Before donning the judge's robe, Ms. Mehta honed her legal acumen through multifaceted experiences. As a practicing lawyer, she traversed the complexities of the legal arena while her tenure as a law researcher in the High Court of Delhi, under the guidance of Honorable Mr. Justice A.K. Sikri, and at the renowned Luthra and Associates alongside Mr. Siddharth Luthra, enriched her insight into the intricacies of the legal practice. Her journey of learning and growth extended to her academic years, where she excelled as a student and emerged as the front runner in the Delhi Judicial Services examinations. As a law student and at law school, she emerged as a front runner and at pinnacle of her class, shining academically and etching her name in the annals of various national and international moot court competitions and essay competitions, winning medals and awards that underscored her expertise. Beyond academic brilliance, Ms. Mehta is an avid reader, a passion that fuels numerous publications in domains ranging from human rights, criminal justice processes, victimology, environmental law, to even alternate dispute resolution. Her contributions to legal scholarship have illuminated critical issues, adding depth to the discourse in these areas. In addition to her academic and professional pursuits, Ms. Mehta's dedication to educating and empowering others is evident through her prolific trainer and speaker role. She has imparted her insights on pivotal legal matters including women and child-related laws, POCSO, sexual harassment at the workplace, criminal law, cyber laws, and environmental laws. Her audiences span from judicial officers, public prosecutors, lawyers, and IAS/IPS officers to school and college students, reflecting her commitment to fostering legal awareness across all levels of the society. Ms. Mehta's leadership prowess is evident through her administrative roles, where she has chaired and been a key member of various district and state level committees. Her exceptional dedication and outstanding led her to being bestowed with a certificate of commendation in the year 2017 by the National Legal Services Authority, operating under the aegis of the Supreme Court of India. This prestigious recognition serves as a testament to her unwavering commitment and exceptional accomplishments within the realm of legal services. Ma'am, we are honored to have you with us today. I now request Professor Dr. Archana Salma to kindly present the bouquet to ma'am to extend a warm welcome. I request Professor Manjula Batra to present a memento and souvenir to ma'am as a token of our gratitude for her presence with us today.
चलो मैं तुम तो बैठो चलो
I now request Ms. Shreya Arora Mehta to kindly address our students.
Good morning, everyone. My special morning and special wishes to my, I always refer her as my dean, Professor Manjula Batra. And before I wish to each one of you, she knows what position she holds in my life. And I'm indeed, wherever I reach, I feel that the foundation stone, I always say that she's the one who's put the foundation stone in my life. And I'm indeed thankful to her. So now I come to my wishes. So good morning everyone, good morning to respected teachers who are present here and all the dear students. I have been told that you all are from different streams, which is law and which are the other streams, like mass communication, management. Interesting. So the topic is very general today. The topic is not legal. Do not feel that you are here in the court or the black and white. Topic is something which we all talk about. Topic is which we all sometimes assert. We all get into our mode with our parents, at our house, even when we go to the market, that this is our right and this is what we deserve. But with every right there is a parallel duty, which we all forget sometimes. So this is a small reminder to remind each one of you of your duties But I will be making it as interesting as possible so that you know which path to hold and where to go from there. So of course, the spirit goes without saying. Are you all spirited or are you all busy talking to each other? Where is the spirit? University students should have a spirit inside. I feel that I am more spirited here right now with the spirit I have in speaking. I cannot find the spirit. Do I have the spirit in this hall or no? Do you really think that yes was spirited? Are you all bored? Are you all, do not wish to come to the university on a Monday morning? Oh, that's sad. Yeah, I know, I can understand. Monday morning, Monday blues, everyone has. But I think it's high time to get over with it. Can we? Can I get a big yes, please? Yes. Much, much better. I hope with my discourse with each one of you, I take you to a very different stream completely and I make you all understand that how to be an enlightened citizen. It's alright, it need not be, the citizen word sounds very, very big to you right now, or it sounds alright, but to me, everyone has to be an enlightened person. That's our life basic goal. If you are not an enlightened person, then you may be whatever you may think, but the outside box is different. There was a friend of mine who was visiting me last week, so she was discussing something. I said, you know what your outside box looks like? She said, what? I said, a person with zeal, with enthusiasm, with dedication, and with a lot of ambition in life. She said, all right, now what? I said, you discussing your internal things with me, you're actually showing me that you're worried, you have a lot of insecurities, you have no idea what lies ahead. So, is that your inner box speaking or the outside box? So then she said, no, I'm going to take my outside box also inside. So we all have an outer personality. You may think that I am so and so with this much personality, with this much here, but then I also have an internal thing which I do not allow to get heavy on me. And that's what I say that my enlightenment and my role of my teachers and my university has been. So of course, Sharma, these are big words for you, but I have made it short for you. That the basic aim today for the discourse is to make you enlightened, so that you look forward to your university days. You are happy to come to university. You do not have Monday blues. You actually have friends here and teachers here who guide you so well, and the friends who are actually like motivating you to be here on a Monday morning before time. So this is the main aim for the discourse today. So of course, when we come to the Constitution, so when we see, it's very clear, written it there, it's not for lawyers, it's not for judges, it's not for legal system, but it's for every citizen of the country who needs to know the basic values. Big word? You should be proud of. How many of you discuss politics when you're sitting somewhere? You find it boring or you find it interesting? Can I see the hands, please? Oh, a lot of you. A lot of you discuss politics. Okay, how many of you discuss politics at university? Do you discuss politics at school, university or not? Only Indian political system? See, ours is a democratic form of governance. We have a written constitution. I don't know how many of you are aware of this. Ours is the only constitution which has stood the trial since such a long period. So, if I ask you what is rule of law, can any of you tell me what is rule of law? Have you ever heard no one is above law? And when does law come into picture? Can any one of you tell me when law comes into picture? No one? Can anyone define law for me? Oh yes. Please. Please, sir. the balance of justice work? So rule of law in simple terms is that no one is above the law. He's also right, but that's also a perspective to it. That's also perspective, but then yes, he's not wrong, but the simplest in a way we can tell you that no one is above the law. And what is the law? Law is basic, like we all have these religious books, where we actually, like at this stage of your life, I'm sure none of you are resorting to. There are phases in life which I will be dealing where you will require these things. But then yes, the Constitution is the grand law, where we all resort to. Any law which is made, which is a right law, wrong law, the interpretation it requires, what kind of the people who were drafting it, what kind of thing they had in their mind. When we are not able to comprehend that as judges, we always return to our Constitution, which we call it's a grand law. Is that clear with everyone? All right. Of course, you all know the trinity in the Constitution: fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and the directive principles of state policy. I'm sure every one of you have done that in class 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm sure you've come this way with that itself. But then let me just give it to you a basic thing. Fundamental duties. What do anyone of you remember what exactly fundamental duties are? It just tells us to do something, or it's what exactly is duties? Anything? Duties? Like people tell us to do and we feel obligated and we feel like, okay, forget it. Since you said that you better do it, if you don't do it, you are not going to be in this house. Like somewhere when you were under 18, I'm sure now all of you would be 18, 19 years old. Above 18 to 19 would be the age, I think, the approximate age. So duties is, for a young student, is always been that something you've been told and you have to necessarily do it, and you do it from this perspective. But my perspective today is, even if I touch like half of you, that duty is not like what you're told. Duty has to come from within. You know why I started with saying that how many of you discuss politics? Because in my experience, I have seen a lot of us. There was a time like 20 years down the lane when we were at our study days. There are people, like of course if you see the social media, the people actually say there are a lot of people who do not perform because of having a self-critical side. But I kind of feel that forget the self-critic at the moment. Talk about the criticism which we all have, not for the situations, for the people. It's just so convenient for all of us to get into the critical phase. So once someone asked me, who are the successful people? I said, who do not talk about people, who talk about situations, who talk about circumstances. So soon you get to know this, better it is for you. Because more you discuss about the people, it's like a chain, it's like a situation or circumstances, and you are attached into it. Then your brain does not go anywhere. Similarly, here, when I talk about politics, everybody loves to talk about it. Everybody likes to talk about Prime Minister or Modi. Everybody has their own comments. Everybody has to say something about him. Everybody has to say about the judges they come to. So I always say that it's black and white for us. It's someone is maybe a wrong person and someone will be a right person. It's always right versus wrong. So, and I have to stand for right. That's my work, that's my job, and I will see the way the papers are going. But then, what my experience of course, in the working sphere, in the professional world, it's been almost now, 16, 17 years. It has always been that people love to talk about people. And when they talk about people, what happens? Where does the duty goes? You're focused without getting a check on your level, on your reading capacity. Without getting the facts clear, it's very easy to comment. So in this fundamental duties, my first duty right now is to encourage each one of you is to check the facts before you rely. Because as a law student, as a lawyer, now as a judge, and now of course assisting the Supreme Court of India, I always say this thing, no matter what anybody and everybody tells you, before you quote that person or before you show off to the other person what that other person told you, we all like to show off. We all get the information from somewhere and then we pretend that information, something is within my brain and I knew about it without getting the background reality or the facts checked. So my encouragement to each one of you would be is to read yourself. These university days, why we had this topic and when ma'am sent this topic to me and we were just discussing about it, there was a reason I said vision and mission for a university student. So with this discourse, my only aim would be, the first aim which I had for today for each one of you, is to get the background facts checked, read as much as you can, because, why I'm going to say this to you, because with time, like of course I do not end my day until I read 10 pages of a book which is not law related. I never end my day. It's either I do it in the morning or I do it in the night. Because why? That reading and that basic reading will always keep me going and ahead of where others are. Because that gives me an insight to stand here and to tell each one of you something which is not there published anywhere. I do not need a chat GPT, I do not need an artificial intelligence. I may require that only when I am lacking somewhere in the basic duties which I have to perform. Am I clear on that? Have I motivated any one of you to read? Or you still find reading boring? So in this world of the technology, we all have iPads, we all have big phones, we all have Kindle with us. So I always carry my Kindle. I'm always there. I prefer over the iPad. So I encourage each one of you. And it's not that I'm encouraging you to put money in something. No. You can actually go to your library, pick up a book, you don't like it, read 2 pages, keep it back. It's not important to finish a book. What is important is to start it. You may start 100 books and not finish one. That's fine. At least you have an insight of what book covers. Of course, our constitution, I'm sure we all, I always, whenever I'm discussing on constitution and I'm on Gandhian philosophy, so I always, there are universities that I've been and there are people I've worked with, they all have a different look and different perspective as soon as I say Mahatma Gandhi. And I say Gandhi Ji because he is the father of the nation and that's what he is. And we all respect him, we all live with his words, with the vision he had, and we are still continuing with it. Any one of you have a different perspective, I'm sure I will tell you that reach where he has reached. So he had a very different perspective. He said India is essentially a Karam Bhumi, land of duty, in contradiction to Bhog Bhumi, which is land of enjoyment. The true source of rights is duty. If we all discharge our duties, rights will not be far to seek. Same way, coming back to the political system. So when people talk about people, I always tell them that how many of you are in a harmonious situation at your own house? For a university student who is just, you are almost covering your teens now, you will be all in your 20s. How much harmonious relationships you have with your parents at the moment? Just give it an insight. I'm sure everyone has. Everyone has a generation gap and everyone will have. That also is covered in our Constitution of India and the fundamental duties. It's that interesting. And I will show you how it is covered. That's the reason, that's the beauty of the rundown of the Constitution of India which we have. How to treat people, starting from your house, to the community, to the nation, and then at an international level. It covers that as well. So, fundamental duties, I do not know whether you know or not, it was not part of the original constitution, it was there in the 42nd Amendment, it came later. It is not that the Gandhiji did not thought of agreement. In his copy of the constitution, it was the part, but initially it did not become part of it, later it got into the constitution. So these are our fundamental duties which we have. And I find it very interesting, I find it like why and how you can interpret it. And as a judge, as a student not only of law, university student, it's high time you interpret it in a way that you know what needs to be your ideas in life and where are you going to be reaching in life. Because this university time will decide where you exactly reach. So before I go on to the duties, let me share with you a very short story. There was a man who was working for 10 years. One day, he went to his boss He said, it's high time, I've been working for you for 10 years. Why are you not giving me a promotion? He said, all right. So, you need a promotion? Yes. He said, yes, it's been 10 years working with you, and I've worked with you for 10 years, and you need to give me the promotion. He said that, do you really feel that in those 10 years, were you able to have an experience? Were you able to give an experience back to the company? Or you were just working to gain experience? Have you gained experience and given anything back to the company? So then he was, yes, I have given it back, but I have taken it from the company, but I have not given anything back to the company. So here the experience as a university student, so I will relate it to you. So when someone comes and meets me and they ask me that, like how I work, I would like you to know, all of you. See, in your university days, there are different facets you will get. You will get different opportunities. You may feel that there is a student who's really active in debates. You may feel that a boy or a girl is a man or a cuckoo. Or somebody who's good in drafting, like for law students, I know who usually participate in reports. I remember like you may be criticized by your friends that you're wasting your time and won't take you anywhere. Or for someone like a competition like essay writing competition. So different streams have different co-curricular activities and different competitions in the university. I always encourage each one of you, even if you win, you lose, but when you participate, you gain an experience out of it. And that experience, where would it come out at in your working life? That experience matters. So of course, right now, enjoying the university, being here with your friends is also an experience. Because no matter what you do, this will not help you. Even if you say that I'm not going to become Shreya Arora Mehta and I'm going to continue with my friends in my life and I'm going to meet them every evening after my work, no matter what you do, this will not help you. But of course, you will remember that experience and you will have a good laugh and you will say, all right, let's catch up on a Sunday or maybe next Sunday and that Sunday will never come. So this is also an experience. So the second aim which I have for each one of you is to gain, apart from the reading fact, before we come to the readings and it is covered in the readings also, to gain an experience with everything you do in your university. Because what you do right now would actually determine the next 50 years of your work. There are some people that you have to be a very different personality. Somewhere you become a student, somewhere you become an authoritarian, somewhere you become a different, every role you have to perform. So with that I would say that gain the experience as a friend, as a good student, as a good, maybe you get an opportunity to teach here. Every university has different projects for you. Engage yourself in those because that will ultimately change your working life and your life ahead. This is the only time, like I always tell people, I'll take you something. So sometimes when the students visit me in the hall, so I ask them any questions and they're looking at me like a blank face. I said, see, this is the only opportunity if you question a judge. You can ask something to a judge. You become a lawyer, then you ask anything to a judge. No one can ever ask anything to a judge. So with this, I would say that if it's coming from me and if it's coming to the university, the way the university has organized these lectures for you, these master classes at the very initial start, I would like to congratulate the university. It's a very, very different insight for each one of you. It's actually like I was thinking when I was looking at the brochure, we've actually done a TED talk for you here, right here in front of you. I know for you it's like, oh God, Jabardasti Vikhamya, whatever. But this will go a long way 5 years later. Maybe one liner from any lecture you attended in these master classes will go a long way for each one of you. Is the enthusiasm still there? Or are you all sleeping? Or are you more yawning or less yawning? I remember when I started the discourse, everyone had a yawn on their face. So like last 5 minutes, I was like, okay, in my back of my mind, let me count how many yawns I have in this spot. So I spotted 1, I scored it second and I scored it 3. I said, all right, I'm going well. This is how an enlightened and an intelligent person works. Because my only aim for today was, all right, let me take these germs away. So then you will not believe. I came, ma'am said, make it simple. I said, all right. And I made something else. I saw your faces and I said, all right. This has to be some aim and goals for university students from a different perspective. So are the yawns still there? Good to know. So coming back, the fundamental duties. How many of you actually feel something when the national anthem is being run? When the national anthem is there, how many of you feel something? Is there, like you feel, can I get a yes or a no on a hands up? Or you feel it's just the national anthem? But I'm reading. Are there more hands or are there less hands? Do you feel something happens in your body, in your mind, in your heart when the national anthem is being played? You do? Well, that's what I was doing. That's where the patriotism and brotherhood comes. Everyone, anyone who meets me, they tell me, why do you say this? I said, because I work for the nation. So once my husband, who's a lawyer, he always has to question everything which I'm doing. So then he asked me, but you are not working for the nation. I said, no, I am a judge. And I am actually not working from the perspective, I'm only working, I'm waking up in the morning, reaching my court to give my best. And even if it's not for the nation, this reminds me, and when it is close to my heart, it reminds me of the integrity. What is the integrity? Anyone can define integrity? When no one is looking at me, what I'm doing, but I am doing my duty in the best and right manner which I should. So that's my integrity, and it reminds me of my integrity all the time when I'm working. So there, the Indian national anthem, Indian, like our patriotism comes. And if you are the ones who have raised hands, let me congratulate you that you are the ones who have that brotherhood in you. You have that thing in you that you will be performing in life. And the ones who have not raised hands, sorry, I would say even then it's not bad for them either. There will be a time in their lives that they will become more patriotic than you. It actually happens. Because our country has its own flavor. It has everything for everyone. So this is the fundamental duties: to abide by the Constitution, respect its ideals, institutions, the national flag, and the national anthem. So we all spotted how noticing the Brahman flag. A friend of mine told me that no, it was all spotted for him. I said even then, the story was very cool. He picks up the national flag and he puts up in his pocket. Isn't that great? So 2-3 people are like, no, for him the stories are created so that the India feels that they're doing well at the international scale. I said, even well, what a great story. Whoever wrote it, it's so nice. What is he reminding us? He's reminding us that the flag, the Indian flag, cannot be at the ground level. It has to be in the heart or in the pocket. It has to be respected at all times. Second, very interesting, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. When I read about these duties, there was an interpretation which I had done in one of the cases. I said, this is the duty which I have to do. How many of you feel that senior citizens, what is a senior citizen? What age you become a senior citizen? Can you tell me? I'm sure you all feel that we have to respect senior citizens. Do you feel that they really deserve that respect? Do I do? Or you feel that there's a generation gap and they just don't get you? Do all citizens, senior citizens get you? Or you're fine with it? That's very nice. I am a spiritual people. Because I've always dealt with this fundamental duties with the perspective of senior citizens. And I've always seen people saying that my parents just don't get it. And so who's the senior, they just don't get it. And I always say there's a generation gap. I'm going to cut this duty short because you're all already aware. Of course, you will not get your parents right away. You will not get some of the senior citizens, I'd say to the young judges who join our industry, that once because in the court when we sit, we always say we have different categories of people, which we make it as a personal goals. So if I'm hearing 300 cases, and I have like around 20 cases which which are senior citizens, there is a way I deal with them. Because for them, there is a, like 15 years back, I was only 25 when I became a judge. A senior citizen coming for a justice who are 25 years old back when I say, is like, oh my God, will she be able to even understand what my case is? But then yes, you have to build up on that respect. So with every person who is elder to you, you have to work on that respect. You may have different ideas, but it is you who has the duty to work on it. If you do not like what they hold, let go and clear a distance. But then what is least expected in our institutions, in our constitution, in our country is that they are well respected. So well respect is the word which we have always invited to give to our seniors, no matter what. So this is to uphold, protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. This I've already dealt with. Of course, you defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. What do you all feel that national service, like many other countries, should be made compulsory or should not be made compulsory? How many of you feel that it should be made compulsory? See, that's one mentality to all of us. What if there's a world war? Of course, there will not be. They're doing very well at the global front. But then what if you have to join the national service? So of course, here when I come to national service, let me deal with what Instagram and social media. How many of you love social media? That's the need of the hour? Okay. So there's a book called Dopamine. Have you heard of this book called Dopamine? Anyone of you have heard this book called Dopamine? So I would encourage you to read this book. I'm not saying that Instagram, Facebook or social media is bad. They're actually something which updates us instantly and we all need to have. But then yes, there's a hormone called dopamine which we all need and which we all work for. And if you're on the phone, like first 10 minutes in the morning, you know what is dopamine? Anyone knows what is dopamine? Yes, please. It's a chemical in your brain. In the whole auditorium, there's one person who will define what dopamine is. It's a chemical based in your brain. And you know, there's a chemical in our brain which tells us to work hard, which tells us not to work hard. So dopamine is one of that chemical which tells us to have an ambition, to work on that ambition, and to get contented once that ambition is filled. And then dopamine comes into the picture. So what happens is, when you see the social media first thing in the morning, you actually get the race which it has and you feel that how the society is running. Oh my God, this person has everything. Even if that person's outside box looks like everything, the inside box may be whatever I started with. Insecurity, worry, fear, whatever. But then the first stage of that person, the outer box actually tells you that this person has everything. And for you, how you started your day is self-criticizing that I lack anything and everything which that person has. So the dopamine feels that no matter what I do, I will never be able to become what this person is. And then you are done. The whole day, even if you reach, like I say to judges, even if you reach your phone, you will not be working towards closure of cases. Because your day started like that. You got your dopamine. If you try it other way around, read this book. It's an interesting book. It gives an insight. Not everything you have to follow. Like of course it says that you have to fast sometimes. You have to not touch your phone for 24 hours. I'm not saying do that. But get a scientific perspective so that you can take the best practices of this book. So that it encourages you to read. It encourages you to, in fact, the book actually encourages you to see these documentaries. They say, why not? Even the TV. Sometimes you need an idea which is out of the box. So read this book, it's an interesting book. So from this perspective, and the national service comes into the picture, be ready. Because the reason I got very few hands on national service is because you know where we are going, we're all contented with where we are. We all are relying on our karmas or our family's karmas, that whatever is destined for me will come my way, it's all right. I'm not going to go extra anymore. I'm not going to be somebody, like if it is destined for you to become a renowned senior advocate, or a lawyer, or a CEO of a company, or straight away getting a job which is like a best job, best package, you will get it. But then what next? Have you got your purpose of the life clear? So think from this perspective. So of course this I have already dealt with to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, regional, sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of the women. First perspective, this is into two parts. One is the women and first is the general part. Let me talk about this one. How many of you have tolerance level to different cultures? I've seen at university levels, many of us have the tolerance levels are very high. It's only when we reach the middle age or the upper middle age, when we are actually in the system, that the tolerance level with respect to the religious diversities gets into the picture. Right now, I'm sure we all celebrate all festivals. I would only say with this fundamental duties, the way the university, I always say to the different people who are 40 plus, let's remind yourself, we have to, if we want our religion to be respected, ours is a secular world, let's respect the religion of the others. I'm not saying go over the top, but yes, every festival I've seen Delhi is very beautiful in this perspective. We enjoy all festivals, we enjoy all cultures. Do that and continue doing it. With respect to the women, so when it comes to females, yes, of course, it's an interesting topic and it's very close to me because a person hailing from all the way, I was born in Muzaffarnagar, I came to Delhi in class 3rd, and from there the journey started, and I've actually seen and heard people giving salt to the girls as soon as they are born. And I am the 3rd girl child my mother had, and then there was a boy. Of course, the situation did not stop back then, but I know my mother loves me the most, that's clear. But then still, the kind of situation one is born into, many of us are like, comes from, like, for your generation, that's not the situation. But then in the Constitution, like if someone tells me that, why women are so protected and so special? I say it's not our mistake, we are special under the Constitution. So enjoy, because it's actually the women and children are special, treated under the Constitution, and we continue to enjoy this. Any views on women getting special treatment? Should they get the special treatment or should they just not? Alright, you're all fine with it. So of course, the next is to value and preserve the rich heritage, which I've already dealt with all of you. So now the other one is to protect and improve the natural. How many of you actually plant trees? Like, you? Do you visit those trees? Do you take care of them? Because what is important is that visiting and seeing that tree, because I've seen many of these schools these days, and even we as an institute, a judicial service institution, we are also planting trees. I've made my son plant a tree in front of our house, and I make him go there every 2 months. Let's go see how's your tree doing. That's fine. So do visit your trees if you are into the plantation and if you are taking care of the environment. Take care of the farming community, till the time you live, make sure that you visit the tree, that the tree is doing well. And the other part, if you see, are we all here? Yes. How many of you have visited jungles? Anyone visited Jim Corbett, Johnson Board? Like very few. Okay. In your university days, I am going to encourage you to all visit some jungles sometime. Maybe Jim Corbett or maybe Ranthambore. Jim Corbett is a very scenic and beautiful jungle. And Ranthambore, in comparison to it, has more spotting of tigers, but that also has its own jungle beauty. The reason I am saying this beauty is important for us is because when you visit the jungle, you will understand this beauty much more. Am I clear? And to develop the next duty is the duty to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry reform. How many of you love to question? All of you question? Yes, keep that temper. Of course, you have to. Because more you question in your university days, actually your teachers are very patient, they will respond to you. Once you are out from the university, you ask a question to a lawyer, and you say, follow. I'm not telling you this. They do that. I know very renowned man knows which lawyer I'm talking about. So third year I said, what is this? I didn't understand. He looked at me and he really like, look, excuse me, I'm going to tell you what it is. Look yourself. So this university time, you have experts here, use this scientific paper, question things and discuss things. Because the exposure your teachers have had, you will understand only when talking to them one-to-one. So this is safeguard public property. From your perspective, your university is a very good university. I can see the infrastructure it has. Be respectful because if you scribble like our days, people used to scribble on the boards and everything. All of your details, right? So this is with respect to the next duties, with respect to striving of excellence. This is with respect to more with respect to what you start, you bring it to you. This is very important duty because I've seen, like even in courts, man would agree with me, there are a lot of judges who are very good judges. And there are lawyers who are very good lawyers. I'm talking about my stream, and similarly would be your managerial stream as well. There are people who know how to start, how to lay the foundation, but they get lost in it. They do not know how to close it. So in my university, where what I gathered and what I used that time, that is the tip number 3, and I sold when I was in my interview, like a board of 6 people, he said, what's so unique about you and that you are a rank 1 in the written examination? I topped the exam by the 2010 when I gave this exam of the Judicial Service Examination. I was the rank 1 all day. So I had topped the written exam. So the interview holders had asked me, why should we make you continue the rank 1 and not give the rank 2 the rank 1? So I said, because what is unique in me is that I'm a closer. I know how to close things. Then I remember that was just a say, and he said, how? I said, the number of publications I have, the number of things I've done at age 24, and at that time I was 20. I said, I know that's where my positive life. And even till date I continue with it. So sometimes I remember I always say that there are some cases which I have which I say that they're like frogs, which actually like get your whole brain. There will be an issue which will be a small, but it actually weighs like because the file is so bulky it looks like a frog. So I always say eat the frog first, the others will be very small. So with this duty in mind, I would, of course, it's not only talking about expertise, it's also talking about bringing to the closure what you start. So in your university days, pick up the projects you would like to do. At least have one paper or 2 papers, or maybe like if it's your Instagram, like I've seen like legal people are also coming reels oriented, they are making people awareness. Someone was sharing it with me, there are actually reels on legal awareness. So use your brain from that perspective. Why not? You can make a difference here. This is with respect to education, nothing to do with you, but of course in the kind of age you are, you have time, there could be NGOs, there could be people around you, there could be people who are working for you, maybe your maid servant. You can give it to that child half an hour a week. I'm not saying more than that, because you also have to enjoy the university days. Half an hour a week would make no difference. You can actually discuss with that child the different way of your studies, what made you reach there. So like I was sharing it with someone, that even if we are in that sphere of our life where we feel that we are in a miserable state, but that miserable state also, when there are, like for you people, I would say there will be 100 people looking at you and thinking that I want to reach where that person is. So maybe your maid's son or a daughter, or your driver's son or a daughter would actually be dreaming, मुझे भैया जी जैसा बनना है या दीदी जैसा बनना है. There are people who really want to reach where you are at the moment. You may compare the universities, you may compare this thing, but that hardly matters. So with this perspective, I would say that even at this age, start giving it back to the society. So this is a small tree which we made for you to understand. For you it's actually right now, of course, what your college wants is the development of the scientific temper and humanism and striving for excellence. The rest, I'm sure, the way I've already all of you already enlightened about it, but I would say please emphasize on these things. This is the only time when you can honestly, just for yourself. To make yourself an enlightened citizen of this country. So of course, we are done with the duties and everything. So with respect to this, I've already quoted Gandhiji who had said India to be a fellow movie. But it is this attribute of duties and citizens which have brought laurels, and we have to continue those laurels for us. And even if you feel like मेरे एक से क्या होगा, आपके एक से भी होगा. You will 20 years down the lane, all of you will be holding big positions in life. I'm sure you all will, provided you do your duties and the rights will come to you your own. This is a very interesting. I'm leaving this presentation. I would not want you to take you towards the plateau and the 90s authors. Interesting insight. You can have a read. I'm sure university will give it to you. Very interesting say about this German scholar has quoted about our India. Very beautiful words. So for everything he said that India is the best. This is a very beautiful insight. Read it. This is with respect to our country in present. Yes, we all have criminals, we all have issue of, I was talking to your teacher, poverty, population, pollution. Are you all aware of these 3 P's? So your university used this time to get these eradicated in some way. So of course, with this I was done. And of course, I have to now, a small bit I will be touching with because I always say dignity is very important. When I talk about duties, I always say that every right there is a duty. If you have a right, you also have a duty. When you take care of your duties, the rights are taken care of. But with that, I have a very different view on this, that there's a concept of dignity. Never ever let your dignity go. If you will not stand for your dignity, or your self-esteem, or your self-respect, no one will understand. You may go home, and you may right now on your smartphones Google what is dignity, Google what is self-esteem, Google what is self-respect. You are the one in the university have to define what your core is for people to see the box from outside, what you want them to see. It's actually in your hands what you want them to see, they will see that. So of course these are with respect to different people, that you also apart from those duties, you have these things also, you can take care of these. Of course, that I always say that it's the heart which matters. I think beautiful things I feel. So nothing is lost for the India. We have to also worry about the main issues which we are facing, but then we've not lost anything early. We're still doing the best which we can do. And we can continue doing so. COVID times, I always say, has taught us something which we were not. We have seen people actually getting out of their comfort. The kind of corona racism was there at that time. Corona, remember discrimination. But still our society, our community stepped up, provided relief to the people who wanted that the most, and we gave our best. So of course with this, I finish my talk with all of you. I would say that work on your individuality. I would say work on your individuality. Your individuality is what you become right now and which will carry you for all times to come. Work on your core of goodness, genuine humanism, your virtue, the outward display of virtue. Can I get you all back? Can I get you all back? I've seen the yawning is gone, but you're all really waiting to stand up. Alright, we will all stand up, don't worry. So the outward display of virtue and wisdom has to be taken care of. So you may feel like maybe this post on Instagram would show that I'm a very wise woman or a wise girl or a wise boy, but stop it. So this is where I started. Check the facts before you display the virtue and wisdom. And of course, which is most important, I always say to the people who are well settled in life also, the way Corona has also come, there are many young people who are really lost. I always say stop engaging in endless power struggles. So with this, I finish it with the clap once again. Other questions? If there are questions, again I would say this is the only moment you can question a judge. So firstly, please. work on the code of business. A friend of yours is asking a question. Can we all be taking it aside? I think maximum you all have to be there is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is just what we need from you.
You said that nobody is about the law, but the law can be made by the government. So if we are not about the law, then how can we change the law?
How can you choose the law? See, here, are you law students or are you management?
Please maintain silence.
How I started. It's a very, very interesting question. Can I get you all back? So, a colleague of friend of yours has put a question to me. He's an engineer, so he will become an engineer soon. He has put me this question that no one is above the law. So, if no one is above the law, how would we change the law? That's it. You know, when we go to the universities, so when we talk of law, we also talk of justice. And when we talk of justice, how we define justice is giving the people what they deserve, or what is right for them, what is giving them a hearing. But one of the facets of justice is also an adaptability to change. Because if we do not change, the law would actually become redundant. So what we do, like when the law is drafted at the level of the legislature, the policy functioning, but when it comes to the court, so why we say it's the rule of law. Law and justice work hand in hand, and justice never shies away from making it adaptable to change. And that is where you see the Supreme Court cases which will come up. There are a lot of cases which will come up which we have seen in the last 2-3 years. And I'm sure all of you are actually personally Article 370 case also, which is happening in the Supreme Court at the moment. So from that perspective, I would say, think over a question and make it. Any other questions, please?
Any question?
Nowadays, I've seen people rejecting the idea of similarity and are becoming extremists in their own religion and culture. What is your opinion on this?
Very clear. See, the current scenario which we have in our country, me being a judicial officer, I abide by each and every word which is stated in the president. Like people actually ask me which politics or which political party you belong to. I said, no, I am a judge, I'm a judicial officer, I abide to the Bible, and I abide to the work which is being done. So my only thing is the work which is being done. But from your perspective, if you're talking about religion, that's where the tolerance level has to come. And that's where your university has planned these master classes to do. Because the kind of extremeness which we are becoming at the university level is actually not good for the India and the world. 10 years down the lane, if we all become extremists, our tolerance level will be zero. And with that, what would happen? Again, we would come into those riots which used to happen. Back days, I'm sure your parents would know, ask them how were the riots used to happen. They will tell you the stories of riots. I have seen the riots in my life. I've seen because I'm born in the country where the substance of riots happen. And they still happen. So, with that perspective, I'm sure the university is working hard. Your tolerance level at individual level has to be better. And if we work on that, then I can question this better. Thank you. Any other questions, please? No more questions? Yes.
Ma'am, I just want to ask why the judiciary system is so wrong for justice. As we talk about the Nirvana case in 2021, right? Over 18 was given at that time. Why does it take so long to get us to correction?
Alright, so see, your question has two presents. You said that yes, we all knew that so as the person was guilty. Without checking of the facts, none of us can ever say that because you know how the legal system works. The legal system, through the investigating agency, reaches where the situation happened. And how do we do that? There's a procedure, there's a trial. We do it step by step. We make our own files and let the files speak for the situation that happened. We do not say that the newspaper says that yes, it happened, it happened. We have this, are you a law student or are you an engineer? Engineer, alright. So we have this concept of called benefit of doubt. We always respect the rights of the accused as well as the rights of the victim. And as a judicial officer, since I am not present there, I will share with you a very interesting story. So once, it's a story which is a 10-year back, it's a personal story. My mother calls me in the court And she says, come home, you just come home. And it was 3:30. I said, no, I'll come home by 5:30. What's the problem? She says, I have a younger brother and I have an elder sister. She said they have a fight of their own and they're fighting. और मुझे तो लगता है कुछ हो गया. So I said, what do you want me to come and do? She said, solve the fight. I said, me? In the middle, I am going to solve the fight? She said, all right. I said, okay, I will come. I reached there, my brother is speaking, my friends are over, and my sister was speaking her perspective. I kept listening. And then I said, all right, take your pen, take your laptop, draft your petitions. I will see because I was not there whether he was right or she was right. I cannot say that. I have a trial. I have to continue with the trial. You will do the cross-examination of her and she will do your cross-examination. Only I will tell you who's right. So they said, what is this? For a judge to say who's right and wrong, there's a way, a scientific, and it's actually a scientific and a tested trial which takes place. So we cannot say, yes, this is right, this is wrong. We see the conduct of the parties. We have a very, from an engineer perspective, I would say, read Indian Evidence Act, and there's interesting sections which it has in sections 6, 9 and 11. They're the most interesting sections which I feel, which actually talks about the past conduct, subsequent conduct, the present conduct, and how a judge evaluates the evidence in front of it. Very interesting. It's not only for the law students. The Evidence Act which we have, it's an old act which is drafted long back, and how it has stood the test of times. That well. So Nirbhaya case was still faster because we were making our own pages. We have a trial, we have a system, we have our own procedure. If we surpass even one, there would be of course we do not want to damage the dignity of the person who has come to the court. So with their dignity in the mind, we go step by step. Any other questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Very good afternoon. Actually, I have a question that if any order is
What?
passed,
What? Please repeat your question.
so if any order is passed from the Supreme Court or High Court, it can be easily changed. Like if there are death sentence is given
No,
to
you're
a
saying
person.
if there's an order passed by the Supreme Court,
For example, if a death sentence is given to a person
right?
by the Supreme Court, it can be easily changed by the President of India.
No, I would say that it's not that it can be easily changed. For that also we have the brand norm, the Constitution of India, which addresses those things. From your perspective, from the media, from the newspapers, headlines which you read, yes, if you only rely on those, yes, it can be easily changed and it is very great. But yes, from a person from my perspective who believes in reading, I would encourage you to read these articles which deal with the same. Under the Constitution, you will understand that it is not like change just from the filing of an application. It happens and there are situations and circumstances which are there and then it is considered and reconsidered. Any other question? Of course, I will conclude all these question answers form in a way, like many of you guessed your question. I think then let the mic reach you and by the time I finish. See, in the legal scenario, most of us actually, one second, I'll just finish. Most of us actually talk about the cases taking time. But none of us are aware of the development that is taking place in the legal field. We actually have mediations and we have conciliations, we have arbitrations, we have ordinary dispute resolutions which we are working upon and where the case is settled. Those do not get published because we as an institution, we do not give news to the media. If they cover us, that's fine. But we never call the media and tell them that cover us. So that's a very different situation for us.
So my question is that what are we doing for miscommunication or misusing of judiciary? So misusing of judiciary.
No, I did not understand the question. You want to join the judicial
No,
system?
misusing. Actually, there was in around 2016, my sister-in-law put a case against my brother's father.
So you're
And
saying
my
a
mother.
misinterpretation and someone mishandling the...
No, she actually put a case and my brother went to the jail also. And we actually got that and we paid the we were not victim, but we paid her around 50.
See, there's a mechanism. It's a full stream which is respect to, yes, of course, when you hear it, understand.
From both exams of
That's fine, that's fine. I'll make you understand. I always encourage each one and everyone in India to actually read law, because you know what law does? When a court paper comes to, like in our country, there are still people who gets a paper from the court or a call from the police officer and it actually takes their conscience off and that's pure. This is what is happening. So when you know the law, what will happen next and how it goes about, then you understand that the law is not to be misinterpreted, and when you know how to deal with it. See, it's always, that's how we always function, that I am always right, the other person is always right. Can we actually remain in a society like that, that I'm always right? No, we are not. So when you read the law, I'm sure it could see the law has its own, I'm not saying that you're wrong or right, because every fact is different, every case is different. We actually say the facts and circumstances of case make us do different things in different cases. But then, you being a student here, you can very well read the laws. And right now the laws are reaching you through the medium of internet, and it actually reaches you, but then I would not encourage you to read it online. I would say yes, get the basic research, you know the law, and when you go to the library, take the bare acts, the yellow acts which we have, bare acts. From that you will know who did what and how, what went wrong. Could be that you were right in your shoes and nothing was wrong, but then you could not nip the bud, and nobody will nip the bud for you but you. Is that clear? And there was a question. Yes.
What are the qualifications to become a judge in this scenario?
Of course, are you a law student? Interesting. So I'm sure it's a very, very interesting field. What are the qualifications which are required? You have to finish your law, and after you finish your law, it's your wish if you want to do masters or if you wish to prepare for PhD. So it's a proper exam like IAS exam, Indian Administrative Service, like the same exam. So it's not the same exam, but it's the proper terms. We have a multiple choice question paper. Then after that we have a written exam of four subjects, and then we have. So this is how you become. Once you finish law, I would say if you really want to become a judge, start working for it in your career. It's a 5-year law school. So start working over it. Anything else, please?
Then I'm going to ask you why judges are so strict. Like audience people are not able
Why judges are scared?
to straight.
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 Straight. So can you look at
People
me
are
and
not
say I'm
able to.
straight? No, I was just for 13 years. Am I looking straight?
But many people are not able to connect with it.
I
They
know.
are not able to.
That's the reason. That's the reason. You know, we cannot be this society because when we mingle ourselves to the society, then interesting question, I will repeat the question. So his question is, even if these days, judges don't wear this like the British PR. That was good. I should have used it before. That was actually good. That's the beauty of university is, you know, you will miss those times. So his question is that even if a judge is not wearing a wig like a British leader, even then a judge is a judge, and why do we feel so strict when they are around him? Because the institution is very strict. Institution has worked hard to reach where it is right now. And we are reaching at the stream, which is of course adaptability. Like I said, that adaptability to change is one of the percent. But the reason which we're not strict, we are human inside. But you know, I always say, and I remember agree with me, I always say to my women colleagues who joined recently, I always say a male colleague can laugh and give a joke in the court, and all the police officers will say, wow, wow, Judge Saab, बहुत बढ़िया joke है. And I said, and if a woman officer does that, पूरे दिन का कोई काम नहीं होगा, कोई रिपोर्टिंग नहीं आएगी थाने से. And I'll be sitting there and I'll be waiting for the reports, and they'll be saying, मैम तो साथी रहती है, मैम को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So the strictness and the seriousness comes from the work which is doing that. Because if I get into the laughing square of the way right now I am, if I get actually in this mode in the court where I'm sitting, the work will not happen. And I want that compliance is strong. And I want the respect to be there, and people from not to tell them that I will do this and this and this, and for me to show them the sword every time they come to court. No, I don't want to show. I do not wish to show them the sword every time they come to court. What I want is for them to be aware that if my orders are not complied and well respected, then I will open my logbooks and I will use my pen and I will write it for you and then I'm going to nail your happiness and nail the non-compliance. So that is the reason we just little away and we portray, not be portrayed as we are strict. We do not indulge. We do not talk to anybody. That's it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this interactive session and reminding us students that with every right comes an often forgotten duty. I think ma'am used very simple examples to lead the students with important life lessons, whether it be about inculcating the habit of reading or gaining experience in every role you have. And my personal favorite was that the successful people are the ones who don't talk about people, right? So thank you so much ma'am for being with us. I am on a hopeful note that our outer box will also reflect as part of our inner box, and we can host you for many more such sessions.